Ooh. On. White. Is that good? No, that's really not good. Yes! I just got home, and look what came! How are we gonna do this? I really don't get packages. Oh, don't pierce the book, please. Look at it! Oh, it's red. Look at the back with all of them. I feel like, no. Do you see that? That's a rib. 728 pages. So happy right now. It's so pretty. Oh, I have homework and a life. Nope, all that goes out the window. This is my entire personality once more. Let's see if I can just clean this off quickly. Make it better. No, that got worse. Okay, that's still really bad. Please ignore the poor footage. It will get better later. Or quality, that's what I meant. Wow, now I feel like a prep school girl. He would. He has. Twice. Twice? What does the Neverseen even want? This is like the biggest plot hole. Okay, but I forget what she knows. Because I know what I know from the last book, but then because Unlocked was a dual point of view, I don't remember what she knows and what was him. I don't even remember what all his abilities are. Wait, what? See, if he hadn't turned to a random facet on the Pathfinder, I would think he's in San Diego because that's where she was. He didn't leave because you didn't check in on him enough. He left because he felt like a danger to society. You're not going to go after him. I already know what's going to happen. Well, I don't know what's going to happen. I just know you're not going after him. You didn't go after him in Neverseen, you're not going after him now. We're not repeating the same plot. Actually, we are repeating the same plot. What happened to the rest of her bodyguards? Didn't she have like 5, and now she has, what, 2? And one of them is a gnome that doesn't do anything? And how much has Sandra really ever protected you? I don't remember what any of these places are. I feel like she and a messenger lost sight of the whole why the book is called Keeper of Lost Cities. Do you not recall in book 1 when you called Fitz from the other side of the freaking world? Did that mean nothing to you? Is that just a plot point that we all decided to ignore? I love Ro so much. She's so much better than Sander. I knew it! You mean a lot to me, Foster. More than you'll ever know. Except for she will know, because you will confess your feelings. Is she getting it? Is she connecting the dots? She's been oblivious for 10 books. 9.5. Depends on who you talk to. That was the most obvious talk about a Sophie-Keefe relationship I've seen discussed in Sophie's presence. And I am here for it. Dex, Rex, Bex, Lex. Of course he did. Of course he ran away. He's Keefe freaking Sensen. Why does he do this to me? And you. More importantly you. The fictional character in the same fictional world. You. Bro, don't blackmail him like that. Or gaslight. I don't really know what you're doing, but stop it. When characters in books are like, forgot I was here, didn't ya? And we genuinely forgot they were there. Did the author forget they were there? Also, I just want to say that when Sophie and Keefe get together, if they have kids, they would be great at naming those kids, because they named the Alicorns Win and Luna. The way they named Win and Luna was perfect. Their kids will have great names, if they choose to have kids. These fictional characters have choices. What even is descrying? Like, sensing potential? I don't understand that. Of course she's trying to rule the world. That's the most basic evil thing ever. I don't want to go to the Shores of Solace. I don't want to see Lord Cassius. He's annoying and a terrible father. I'm on chapter 5 of Keeper. So far, I feel like we haven't seen any characters except for Lord Cassius, who I do not want to see, and Ro, who I always want to see. Sophie is just now realizing how stupid burning that warehouse was. There was so much information there. She used the freaking archetype as kindling, which, as I was reading it, I was like, what are you doing? This is important. It's so frustrating. Almost as frustrating as the fact that she's talking to Cassius and he's actually convincing her that his choices are right because he's actually being logical. I feel like Lord Cassius just tried to use the fact that he was an absent and emotionally abusive parent as like a good thing. If there's one thing I know about my son, it's that he's a survivor. And if he could endure more than a decade at Candleshade, their house, with his mother and me, he can handle anything the humans throw at him. Let him take care of himself. He's been doing it his whole life. I'm so frustrated with them. Keefe dreaded coming home and felt safer with another family. Why doesn't she just use the spyglass ball, whatever it is, and say, show me Keith Sensen, and then she'll see where he is. And then even if she doesn't know where he is, she'll know he's safe. Do I have a mic to drop? Even Amy thinks Keith's cute. I am not used to this amount of blunt telling Sophie that Keith likes her. Because Amy just said, the one who kept staring at you all intense when I met him, like you were the only person that mattered to him in the entire universe. Yes. They were in like. They weren't dating, but they were in like. Relationships are complicated. Of course, Ro and Amy would get along. Can you, like, elaborate here? You're really not helping. I love Ro. She's like the cool older sister. As an older sister, I'm nothing like Ro. It's 10:30. I'm also past page 100, so I'm about a seventh of the way through. And Sophie's friends just showed up, and apparently they're not happy. I am not reading the next chapter yet because I have to get ready for bed. This friend group has become so riddled with people I don't care about or don't like that I don't even care with how any of them feel. I'm 30% through the book. I read at school. We're looking at the Forgotten Secrets now. And this one, it's about like Kenrick and Lorelai. If they weren't counselors, would they be matchable? And I'm like, why is this a forgotten secret? Is this really worth having be one of your 7, 9, I don't know how many forgotten secrets he has, that are like a state of like national security, and it's literally just whether or not you two would be a good match? Like, why is this high profile? But also, of course, they're matchable. They're literally made for each other. Do you know how I was talking about how much I love the amount that people are hinting at Sophie and Keith being perfect for each other, because they totally would be? I'm so cold. So they're talking about matchmaking and how typically empaths and telepaths are matched with each other because their abilities complement each other well. I wonder who we know that's an empath and a telepath. Could it be, oh, look at that, it's Sophie and Keith. The answer is Keith. Always Keith. Barely read today. I think I'm 42% through. It's 12:15. I need to go to sleep, but I really want to just read more. Ro is leaving, and I love Ro. I loved her presence in this book. So far, the book feels very like it hasn't picked up yet, but hopefully it'll pick up soon, because I am almost halfway through and I feel like nothing's happened. She's trying to name her dagger right now, and the pop culture references are strong. I'm not supposed to be awake right now. She named her dagger Hope. You could have named it something awesome. She is practicing stabbing, like, with a dagger, and she is drawing on Fitz and his jerkiness. I could do this all day. I could do this all day. Can you sit there? Would that work? I don't think that's... I am not okay on so many levels. I think that Ro is exposing Keith's crush on Sophie. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on. There's a line in the letter that was like, I care for you more than you'll know, or something like that. And then Rose said, he meant what he said in his letter, and he meant it exactly the way you thought you did before you tried to talk yourself out of it. Oh, shut up, Sophie. You guys are being good. I'm going to read you the paragraph that Ro just said. You balance each other out. He helps you lighten up, and you help him focus. Boosts your confidence, and you help keep his ego in check. You both dive headfirst into danger, but somehow you're both able to keep each other play it a little smarter. And you both act more like yourselves when you're together. Ro just left, but her last thing she said before she left was, go Team Foster Keith. No one cares about Fitz. She just said that Keith would honestly be a really awesome boyfriend. Why did I choose to read this at 12:30? We are not getting a So Keith confession this book, because we're getting this. Good morning. I am tired. I'm getting ready for school, but I need to discuss what happened in that book last night, because I don't know how to process it. You may have heard in my sleep-deprived, I'm still actively sleep-deprived, exhausted, bleary, whispering state, that Ro is leaving. My air tag is going off, and I don't know why. Okay, we're just gonna leave that. A brilliant chapter. It was actually a great 2 chapters. He's held on to these, like, teeny tiny threads of hope for so long that he'll never let go on his own. You have to tell him. And I know it'll be scary and hard, but you have to. You won't even lose him as a friend if that's what you're worried about. He's willing to follow your lead. If you just want a buddy, he'll be the best friend he can be. But if you want more, well, I'll let you be the one to imagine what that would be like. The fact, like, he just, words. He's not even here. Keith is perfect. So that was the end of the chapter. And the next chapter is all in Sophie's head, with her going back over memories and trying to think of like what it would be like dating Keith. And she literally says that Keith would honestly be a really awesome boyfriend. He was thoughtful and supportive, and he could be incredibly sweet when he was actually being serious instead of joking around with everybody. Though maybe some of his jokes with her hadn't been just been teasing. Has some of it also been flirting? Yes, girl, he has been flirting with you since he met you. He's older. The ages get me. I don't know the ages of anyone. I need to get to school. I don't want to go. And then I stopped reading, A, because it was 1 a.m. Don't judge me, please. 2, because they started talking about Foxfire, and I was like, this isn't about Keith and Sophie anymore. Good place to stop. I really do hope that if we get a Team Foster Keith confession, I do not read that at school or at 1 a.m. On that note, I really have to get to school. I have to leave. Ice cream. Back to the laptop recordings. So in the book right now, I was taken off guard by Sophie's abrupt change in thought process from thinking about Keith to thinking about Foxfire, because they're at Foxfire now. And I forgot she's in level 4. Age-wise, she should be in level 5, and then Keith and Fitz are level 6. Oh, because he skipped a grade. Okay, here it is. So Fitz is in year 6. Keith is also in year 6, but he should be in age 5, but he skipped a grade. Sophie's in year 4, but she should be in year 5. And then Bianna and Dex, Tamlin, they're all in year 4 too. Shouldn't put ice cream in my mouth right before I talk. Her and Fitz still have their joint telepathy lessons, so even though they broke up and it's all complicated and now she's liking Keith, they still have to enter each other's mind and try to become cognates, or be cognates. I don't know if they are yet. Which means you tell each other everything. So she has to tell him that she has a crush on Keith, but then also she was saying, like, would Fitz be okay if she started liking or dating Keith? Because she knows that if Fitz started liking someone, she wouldn't like that. This was not a good relationship. This was a child fantasy, and you need to be with someone better. I rest my case. It's also very depressing right now, because Stina's like, so, nothing's happening. Stina, shut up. No one wants you here. Shut up! Stop being so mean to Sophie. She's trying. What are you doing? Just being rude. I hate her so much. Fitz is significantly better than Stina. I still don't want him here. She just said she's not a little girl anymore. You're like 15. You need a man who will support you. Man, they're 16. The world doesn't revolve around you, Fitz. Oh god. So he's saying, like, are you sure you want to go along with this plan? And she's like, well, it's kind of the only plan we have, so yeah, I have reservations, but maybe we should do it. And he's like, you don't have any good choices, doesn't mean you should go with the bad one. And she's like, good point, but, like, it's better than doing nothing. And he's like, well, if it's a mistake, then a tower's gonna get blown up, because she'd burned down the storehouse and then the Neverseen retaliated by burning down a tower. She's like, so you think me burning down the storehouse was a mistake? And he's like, well, maybe you should have gone with a plan that we all agreed with. And she's like, no, you made a plan that you agreed with. And he's like, I'm part of the team. And she's like, yeah, but the world doesn't revolve around you. You're not the only one we need approval from. And he's like, well, the world doesn't revolve around you either, just because you're the moonlark. And he's like, you have a lot to learn. You're not the smartest out of all of us. And she's like, I know. I'm not pretending to be. Shut up, Fitz. You're not helping. I thought you were going to comfort her. This is making things worse. And then Morella said, wow, major Fitzfee drama. Fitz gritted his teeth. Stop calling us Fitzfee. That's not a thing. She broke up with him, and he's bitter about it, clearly. Please sucker punch him. He deserves it. Is he gonna join the group? I would not be opposed to the group getting bigger if it was Gen Z that joined. I just want you to get some better friends. Except for Dex and Bianna. Dex and Bianna can stay. And Lynn. But she's kind of being dramatic with Tam right now. I mean, don't fight the urge. You should dump your lunch on his head. Her next session is telepathy! Oh, that's gonna be awkward. I'm ready. Did he treat her that terribly? No. Was he still not a good boyfriend and, like, not the greatest person and super entitled and stuff? Absolutely. This entire paragraph is a recap. I'm so confused by the timeline now. I'm over halfway through the book now. Thank you, Sophie. Positive reinforcement. Shut up, Sophie. We don't need to talk about that. Don't let Fitz get in your head. This is quite depressing, Sophie. Can we move on to a happier train of thought? Keith's not gonna be numb like Vespera. Trust me. Shannon Messenger wouldn't do that, and if she did, I would probably riot. Just shatter their cognate connection. Honestly, I don't care right now. Oh, this sounds terrible. I'm looking forward to it, though. Fitz, get it into your thick skull. You two are broken up. She doesn't
actively like you. Why are you being nice now? What's with the change of heart, dude? I'm too suspicious of him. He's actually, like, okay. It's about the process. It's the journey, not the destination. That whole chapter was just amping up to the Cognate Inquisition, and then the next thing, I've turned the page expecting him to be in her head or something, and it's Adeline talking. What? Please tell me that you're gonna recap or something. I need to know what happened. In his subconscious, everything's weird, and at the center of it all, standing high on a pedestal, was her. She looked powerful and pretty and totally perfect, exactly the way she would have wanted to see, and yet it felt kind of wrong, kind of fake, kind of impossible, and she couldn't help wondering if that was how Fitz actually saw her, or if that was just how he wanted her to be. Her at the center because she's the center of your world. It's another thing to have her unrealistically perfect in your subconscious because this is who you picture her as, and this is who you're seeing. He doesn't see the real her. He sees the face of her, or the idea. See, at least he knows some of the places where he went wrong. It's good to be self-aware. Has Fitz had his first kiss? Are Dex and Sophie the only ones in the friend group who've had their first kiss? I feel like this is kind of unrealistic for a 15, 16-year-old friend group, but then also I'm in a 15, 16-year-old friend group, and that seems pretty accurate. And that's all I'm saying on the subject. Oh, stop!
Hey, this is live. Hi.
No, don't kiss him! Good. Feel queasy. Don't kiss him. And after all, if kissing someone was a good idea, she probably shouldn't have to worry about, vomiting on them afterward. And I'd say, yeah, that might be a little important. Oh, I can smell dinner. I'm so excited we're having burgers. Basically what happens is when they feel a strong emotion to whatever the other says, their brain kind of gives a searing heat, and if not, then it's cool. And he just said Keef, and her brain turned into a burning sun. That might give something away. I just flipped like this, and I saw the words Keef didn't move, meaning Keef's coming back. Keef is coming back. That's not a good angle. It has been confirmed, and I'm looking forward to it, but also I spoiled it, and that's annoying. I love Adeline. She's like, I can't believe I'm being one of those annoying characters. In the human movies, they're always like, oh no, how'll I ever decide between these amazingly perfect guys? And in general, I hate it, because there's no point, kind of. But here, she had feelings for Fitz. And there's the whole head over heart argument, which can be taken into account. But she had genuine feelings for Fitz. And those feelings kind of dwindled away. She still is trying to maneuver them, because don't just turn off a crush that you've had for so long just like that. Realizing that maybe it's not all perfect, and maybe she doesn't actually like him as much as she thought she did, and she's trying to just kind of figure that out. But then also Keith kind of comes in at the perfect time, and she's like, oh, maybe this guy who's actually perfect, I might actually like better. But I feel like in this instance, it's fair. It's not like, oh, these two guys that are equally nothing. I don't know. This love triangle seems verified. Yeah, you're not just a teenager, but you're allowed to act like a teenager sometimes. Those are some pretty basic adjectives. I'm not reading the end of this chapter. I think I just saw what it is, so I'm covering it. I should probably stop now to go to dinner. I really want to keep reading. We just had a very deep relationship-oriented chapter, so I can tell this chapter will really not be the same thing. Has he said you kids yet? That's an iconic Mr. Forkle thing. Sophie, why don't you stop cutting in and asking questions and let him talk? That way you won't waste time. Orly's being so helpful, but it's also kind of frustrating because as much as we love Orly, there's also reasons to not like her. Mainly just the betrayal aspect. Shut up, Sophie. You're being really rude. He's grasping at straws here. Give him the straws. Why is he here? I don't want him to be here. Go away. It's not Fitz this time. It's Lord Cassius, Keith's dad. Go away. No one likes you. Wait, what? No. That means that the Neverseen are taking a step towards winning. This isn't good. Good point, Tam. Thank you. We are not at that point. You cannot hold her hand yet, Fitz. Shut up, Stina. Thank you for that, Gen Z. The positive reinforcement we need. Anyone else low-key? Ship Dex and Biana, very low-key. But I've seen no romance anywhere that isn't Sophie's, because I feel like Sophie doesn't interact with other people, and I feel like with this book, nothing's happening. Okay, bye. What happened to the Celestial Festival? Do they have holidays? I just lost a sneeze, that was so annoying. They've got a meeting with Trix now, and I don't care at all. I'm at the point where all I care about is the romance, which is annoying, because this is not a romance book. Nothing's happening. Trix brought Vespera to their meeting, which is lovely. The person who doesn't feel emotions because she's numb and kills people and is quite insane. Love having her around. Always a joyous time. I also accidentally flipped further again and saw that Keith's coming back. Is she an illusion again? I'm so confused. What is the first 530 pages of this book been? Did Lady Gisela burn down Broomvale? Are there 2 Neverseens now? Is it like Neverseen and Vesperaseen? That's what I said, but now that you said it, I feel like I'm wrong. The Neverseen is larger than we know. Like, that's been established. Let's say Vespera died. Like, what is there left of the Neverseen? Someone else takes control? Maybe Gisela comes back? Gisela dies. Like, without those 2, is there really a threat? Yes, Glimmer / Rainy. I don't really know what to call her. I feel like Vespera's super out of it, but also she could be, she could always be acting. Ooh, someone texted me. We already knew that. This is not new information. Why are we freaking out? That's like a One Direction song or something, right? Oh, perfect. Right. Established that. Back to reading. See, a big problem at the Lost Cities is the Forgotten Secrets. Why does your world try to bury so much stuff? Oh, something's happening in 10 days. Okay. I think this book ends 10 days from now. 7 elements? Are you kidding me? Aren't there only like 5? There's 4. I feel like right here, right now, a bunch of like the unanswered stuff is clicking, but I'm so tired and I'm just not intaking any of it. We're not teaming up Vespera, so why don't you just like track down Gisela instead of trying to track down Elysian? You know where Keith is, don't you? I feel like that's what she's about to say. Do not use that as a bargaining piece because it will work. So she just said that Gisela can find Keith anytime. Why would that entice Sophie to work with Vespera? I don't understand your tactic here. I'm at the end of a chapter. I think I'm gonna read a little bit more to find out how we know where Keith is. And then I'm gonna stop. Keith hasn't responded to you because he's trying to protect you like always. Who hasn't gotten it? And apparently you can't translate halfway across the world. He has shadow flux in his heart. How is he surviving? This means we have access to him too. And by we, I mean the Black Swan, because I'm here too, guys. Exactly what I was saying. Okay, I think it's about to say something specifically about why this wouldn't work, but I was saying earlier, like when I started, why don't you just get the spy ball and say, show me Keith Sensen, and then you know where he is, and then even if you don't track him down, you know where he is. Trix just is like, honestly, I like Keith, and I'm like, honestly, me too. The nice thing is, we have a 10-day timeline, so there's not going to be any, like, Sophie was depressed and slept for 7 days, or anything like that, like in the other books. This curl feels strangely perfect. Look at that. I feel like maybe you should have left the area where you just had a meeting with the Neverseen before you started talking about your plans. Sophie's really taken charge, and I'm really here for it. I want to keep reading so badly. This is showing so much self-control. Best believe I'm still a bit jeweled. Why not? I'm 77% through. My head is killing me, so I'm gonna go get water and go to bed. I'll see you tomorrow for Keith's grand entrance. I am so scared right now. Okay, I have 163 pages left, which is going to take me approximately 2.5 hours. Keith is going to come back in the next chapter. Like, I feel like the end of the next chapter is going to be us seeing Keith. If it does not emotionally wreck me, then I signed up for the wrong thing. Anyway, I'm going to start reading now. My heart is, like, beating a mile a minute. Here's what I don't understand. Is the 11th hour 11 a.m. or 11 p.m.? Or both? Okay, please acknowledge the time zone thing. If you're light leaping, like, across the world, how is the time the same? The Lost Cities are all on the same time. But how? Thank you, Sophie, for being confused about this. But also, he can still read her emotions, so is he gonna realize that she, like, likes him now just immediately? They're literally just counting down the minutes. That would be so annoying. He's in London? Oh, that's awesome. I wonder if, like, Shannon has some connection to London. She's like, I want to make everything happen there. The next page is the new chapter, which means he's coming really, really soon. I'm so excited. It's London. It's always raining. What hotel is it? Do I know it? This is like Home Alone level. He doesn't care what you look like. He's Keith. He loves you anyway. I'm so happy right now. The Foster Keith reunion. This book is making me realize how much I freaking love Keith. How did I go through 570 pages without him? Dex being his positive reinforcement? I love that. Of course he looks adorable. He's Keith. I feel like this time when he left, it was for better reasons than when he left in Neverseen. Maybe give Keith some context before you say that Tam is going to remove a tracker from him. He has not done, like, the wavy thing to, like, show off her emotions. So can he still feel her emotions in full force? I hadn't thought about the fact that now she like, officially likes him, she would be overthinking every single little move. She hides behind her hair a lot. But I feel like it'd be super obvious, because if your hair is, like, tucked behind your ears, and then you untuck it and it, like, covers your eyes. Like, that's very obvious that you're trying to hide. It means he likes you, Sophie. Stop overthinking everything and just accept it. Oh, I want to cry. I've never had anyone try to take care of me the way you do. I love them. I want what they have. Okay, so he can still feel her feelings, because he just said, clearly you still haven't learned that you can't lie to an empath. So he can still feel her feelings and knows that she's lying. So can he feel that she likes him? Because he's not reacting in any way. So Ellen was just like, how are you doing? Before you answer, I just want you to know you don't have to tell me anything you don't want to tell me, but I'm always here to listen no matter what you want. And he goes, huh. So that's what a mom is supposed to sound like. Good to know. Oh, sweet little traumatized boy. Sophie, you really need to cut your parents some slack. Like, you just kind of show up and are like, I'm going to do this thing, bye, and then don't show up for hours. You gotta put the thing on you so that Ro knows that you found him. Them countering each other and being like, so, you have low self-esteem? Well, I have low self-esteem. No, you're actually perfect. No, you're actually perfect. Why don't either of you just believe it? Why is he comfortable talking? Can we do this? Is it just because he's been talking like humans? He got her a little stuffed elf. Oh, that's so cute. I don't want them to be awkward. I want them to be cute. Sophie, you didn't do anything wrong. He just doesn't know how to deal with his feelings after being ignored for so long, which was also your fault. That Keef's back.
Yeah, of course he is.
Yeah. I got potato poopies, otherwise known as tater tots, but we call them potato poopies in my house. They're so, understanding of each other. She's like, he's going through stuff, he was with me while I went through stuff, I'll just let him take his time. Perfect for each other. I love them. Oh, and Sylvanie's happy because Keith's home. I think we're gonna get the Cognate Inquisition chapter, because she's going back to Foxfire now. But what has Sander actually done? Also, Alden and Della have not been in this book at all. If we haven't established already, if you didn't know, I really like Sophie and Keith. I think you need to apologize for leaving, Keith. Even the Alicorns need you to apologize. He just said, I don't know how to talk to people anymore. Please don't tell me she has another ability. She literally has 5. No! Keith! No, is he numb? I don't want him to be numb. Vesper is numb, and that's not okay. But, Keith, come on, we gotta fix this. We can't let Keith be numb. Keith can't read people. He's half numb. Not as numb as Vespera, but on his way there. And I'm not okay with this. But that's also why he, wasn't reacting to Sophie earlier, because he couldn't feel all her feelings. So she's going to Foxfire now, and Keith shouted after her, don't do anything I wouldn't do. And then she said maybe she imagined it, but she also almost swore he had it added under his breath, I'll miss you. Please tell me we just cut to her coming back home. I don't want to spend the day at Foxfire. He's so cute! And you might be like, he's words on a paper, but he's so cute. I love their interactions. We're not cutting out of the conversation for her to be like, he looks super cute, or why isn't he picking up on this? We're literally just having a conversation, and he's talking the way he talks, and she's talking the way she talks, and just they're so cute. The way they just talk to each other. Keith, that's so depressing. Why'd you do that? How are you doing, Keith? Going to the place where the people that you kind of led to their death died. Keith, stop being so sad. The gold notebook. Are we gonna look at the gold notebook? She saw a drawing of her and Fitz doing Cognate training in Keith's notebook, and she loves the way he drew her, where she's not perfect. She looks like her. Oh, it was the green notebook. And green is hard stuff. And he drew her and Fitz doing Cognate training in the green one, which means that's hard things. Can we just crack this all open, please? And she's like, we broke up, right? Also, I can't believe that Keith hasn't been in a relationship yet. But he met Sophie when he was 12, 13, which is around when these relationships start. And then he just started falling for Sophie. So of course he wasn't gonna go and start dating or kissing someone else, because he liked Sophie. And he was kind of holding out on her, and it just didn't feel right for him to be with someone else. Just because he didn't jump on the opportunity to tell you that you like him doesn't mean that he doesn't like you. It just means that he needs time to try and figure this stuff out. And also, he doesn't want his mom to target you more than you're already targeting him. She's already targeting you. I feel like she's acting like she went through a breakup when she just feels rejected her, even though he didn't really. It's a bit of an overreaction here. Also, how does your iPod have charge? Because I don't think there are outlets in the Elven world. Am I about to get a confession chapter? What? I don't mind hyping her up to go talk to Keith about her feelings and comparing it to a battle with the Neverseen. That's not comforting. And I'm about to get a confession chapter, and I'm not ready. I didn't actually think I was getting this book. I'm shaking. I don't know how to feel. I don't know what's happening. Also, we only have 7 days till Elysian, so maybe we should, pick that up. You only have a week. Oh, thank you, Sylvanie. Thank you so much for interrupting that. Right before she went and talked to Keith. The next morning, now you have 6 days. Okay, let's do this before school. Come on. Okay, so now we have 5 days? 4 days. This is just a way for us to, like, make time pass. This book is making me so nostalgic to, like, exile. Okay, we're doing it tomorrow. Perfect. Yeah, I think it's a lot better. They're going on a walk, and she tripped and, like, fell on his back, but, like, and then he's like, are you okay? Did you sprain your ankle or something? And she's like, no. And he's like, will this help? And he grabbed her hand and made her start walking next to him. I can't. It's too perfect. She was like, do you want to go on a walk? And he's like, yeah, I have a place that we can go or whatever. The description is, hundreds of delicate vines covered with sheer twinkling flowers wove back and forth through the trees, creating a canopy that looked like shimmering gossamer lace. And the ground was dotted with wide, flat toadstools, glowing green, purple, and blue, making it feel like they'd stepped into some sort of fairyland. This is where the confession is happening? This better be worth the wait. My god. I just got a confession. I swear if I start crying. And her eyes are closed so she can't even see his reaction. Good job, Sophie. You told the truth. I'm so proud of you. He called her Sophie! He called her Sophie! He didn't even call her Foster. He doesn't give a crap about the fact that you're unmatchable. He does not care at all. Don't list off all the complications. We don't need that, Keith. You're gonna ruin the moment. Now we're getting Keith's confession. I don't know how to feel. My heart is about to explode. Okay, I'm gonna read you what Keith just said, because I can't. I really can't. All I care about is how you feel, she whispered. If you're only doing this, she held up their clasped hands, because you don't want to hurt my feelings. He twined their fingers together and shook his head. Trust me, this is what I've wanted from the moment I first saw you. Wandering through the halls in the middle of session, covered in alchemy goo. I knew right away that I'd just met someone incredibly special, and every minute I've spent with you since then has proved how true that is. But is this really what you want? He squeezed her hand, and she could feel him shaking a little when he admitted, I can feel what you're feeling, and it's seriously terrifying. Are they gonna kiss? Are you kidding me? I got in one. There's no words. Finally! I think I'm crying. Okay. I'm not crying, it's fine. In one book, Sophie realized Keith had a crush on her, realized she had a crush on him, gave up on her feelings for Fitz, admitted that she liked Keith, Keith admitted that he liked her, and they kissed. All in 650 pages. I have been waiting for this moment since book 1. Okay, so they kissed, and he's like, you're okay, right? No regrets? And she's like, absolutely none. His relieved smile was the sweetest thing she'd ever seen, but it faded a little as he leaned his forehead against hers. Adorable. I don't want to mess this up, he whispered. Please don't let me mess this up. Who's here? Please don't let it be Grady. Please don't let Grady see them kissing. That would be so awkward. Why is Fitz here? No! We had the Sokeef confession. I don't want Fitz here! What, do you want to do the Cognate Inquisition or something like that? What's happening? Why are you here, Fitz? Also, make sure that you, acknowledge Keith's existence while Fitz is here because he's gonna second-guess himself. Because he's Keith. Now I'm cold. And please let you do whatever you're about to do when Keith's not in the room, because then I think you might punch him. This entire video is from, this angle or that angle. I just can't get over the fact that her and Keith are a thing now, and that they kissed. I can't. I really can't. This is going to be interesting. This is what I've been waiting for. I did not expect it to happen right after I got the big Sokeef confession and kiss, that I didn't even think I was getting this book. So she's like, we need to talk about the fact that you had such a strong reaction when I said leader, that, are you okay with me being leader? And he's like, I think I'm just not used to it because I grew up a Vacker, and we're supposed to be, important and do something big. But I think that I already did the biggest thing that I'll ever do, which was find the Moonlark. Okay, sure. I also have, 40 pages left. It's a book. It can't hurt me. That's a lie. It really, really can. She just told Fitz that she likes Keith, and then told him that Keith likes her. Great. We love this. Okay. And he jumped up, and that's great. We love that. Okay, please don't punch someone. He just felt betrayed, and kind of rightfully so, because he still thought that she had feelings for him. I have 6 chapters left. Bianna, Dex, Keith, Tam, Lynn, Marella, Maruka, Stina, Rainey, Wiley, Fitz, Sophie. So we have a group, a friend group of 12, which seems like way too many. A bunch of these people, I'm like, why are you even here? I don't know who you are. Stina, get out of here. Oh, character development. I feel like I'm about to interrogate you. What is Fitz's accent? Because now it's just a crisp accent, but an accent for where? We're about to find out where the Starstone leading to Elysian is. Nothing's really happening. They're just in Wiley's mind trying to find the path to the Starstone. Biana, what do you know? Do you have, like, the comb or something? I could totally see that happening. Oh, we're finally going to Everglen. Finally. Thank you. A bunch of this book has been focused on Sophie trying to become the leader she is, but not wanting to take over and be a leader. She's like, okay, we're going. We're the only people that know we have the Starstone. If you don't want to come, you don't want to come. That's fine. It's probably going to be dangerous. If you do want to come, just let's go. Let's go right now. Like, it's fine. And Fitz is like, but it could be dangerous, like there could be traps that Vespera didn't tell us about. And she's like, you don't want to go? Fine. Just listen to her. She's being the leader. This is her character arc. Fitz, can you just shut up and let her lead? Stop overestimating Rainey. She's literally just here to be here. Thank God Stina's not coming. She literally just wrote off Stina and Rainey. Like, they have no contribution. Still very, very low-key shipping beyond index. That's the Keef we know and love. Every time they have to split up, it's always Team Foster Keef. Nothing's really happening. They found Elysian, which is great. And I really appreciate that in this book, it feels like we've kind of like clicked everything together at the end. And it's kind of like full circle and everything's coming together, which is perfect. You're so cute when you get all serious and leadery. What? I mean it. You're really good at it. And it's fun watching you take charge and order us all around. She's like, really? It doesn't bother you? And he's like, why would it bother me? Because it bothered Fitz. Is Vespera in her bedroom? What is happening? Vespera, get out of here. I don't care. Go away. I think this is the longest it has ever taken me to read 160 pages. I think I really am getting sick. Don't trust her. Okay, so at this point we have Sander, Fitz, Morella, and Maruka. Oh, and Morella and Maruka are on the front. Great. 2 chapters left. 20 pages. Okay, so we're in Elysian now with Vespera, of all people, so that's great. Ow, 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 ow. You need to burn the Nox flares with whatever that rock thing is. Keef, don't be so ready to give up. I'm sorry, what? Please just, like, hold her hand or something so if she makes a stupid decision, you're right there with her. Don't know what's happening, but it's fine. Yeah, this right here, she just described this scene specifically. She fell into Keef's arms. No! Lady Gisela is in this, like, other teleported gateway place. Lady Gisela has not been actively in this book. I have 9 pages left. She just got here. What the heck just happened? Is Sander okay? Is he dead? What just happened? Please don't tell me, like, Tinker teamed up with Gisela. Of course, I told you, Lady Gisela is the one that was with Empress Purnell, not Vespera. They've kind of split. Everything that's happened was Gisela. Not Keef just standing there keeping her steady while she, like, has all these realizations and, like, almost falls over. Wait, what? Fitz is keeping her steady? Where's Keef? I wouldn't taunt Lady Gisela, Vespera. Keef's literally in a corner, head in his hands, crouched down, trying to figure out a command that he can use to stop his mom. And she's like, you teamed up with my son and his friends. I'm like, no, she teamed up with the Moonlark and her friends. She teamed up with Sophie, not Keef. Keef is not as vital to anyone else's plans as he is to yours, Gisela. I just saw the last sentence of this page. Huge spoiler. Vespera is dead? Gisela just killed Vespera. So, you know what you were just saying about, like, all talk, no follow through? She's, like, uncalled for, basically, killed Vespera. What is happening? Can you just, like, connect telepathically with Keef for a moment so he can, like, kind of tell you what's going on and comfort you or something so that I can be comforted? Oh, wait, there's more pages than I thought. Oh, how many pages are there? 728, not 723. Okay. Still not concerned for your son. Perfect. Love that. Thank you so much. Because being stubborn is one of his core character traits. I don't want to look at Vespera's mangled body. Yes, Keef, yes! But what is your plan? Keef freaking stole Hope! She is like, I'm ready to fight, it's fine. Reaches back for her holster. Hope is gone, her dagger. And then one glance at Keef and she's like, he has it. Which means he knows what he's doing. He's got a plan. Ro would never give up on Keef. Okay, that's awesome. What is happening though? Like, her inflicting is incredible right now, but I don't know what's happening. This wasn't just a battle, this was the end. She'd had enough. No! I'm on the last page, what's happening? What the? What? Look, what a cliffhanger, what the heck? I don't know what I just read. Okay, I'm gonna read the acknowledgements. When it ends on a cliffhanger, I read the acknowledgements. It's over. Okay, I finished it.